Welcome back to another video, guys. As you can see, I'm training back and biceps today. So as you can see, the first exercise is lat pull down here. So I'm just doing a couple of warm-up sets, 2 or 3 warm-up sets first of all, just to warm up the lats, warm up the back as much as possible. Just get blood in the muscle, so when I go into my heavy sets, there'll be no chance of me putting the muscle or getting injured in any way possible. So this warm-ups, I'm just doing about 10, well, not even counting the reps properly, just doing I think about 10 to 12 reps, just going through the motions, nothing too vigorous at all, maybe working between 40 to 60% of my max, something like that, for about 10 to 12 reps. But yeah, just going nice and slow, working the muscle, just again getting blood in the lats as much as possible. So my first set here is again, not too much weight. As you can see, I am squeezing as well. So what you do when doing this, you want to keep your chest up, your shoulders back the entire time, scapula engaged, so that means shoulders back and down, scapula engaged. And when you pull down, as you can see here, I'm pulling down towards my sort of mouth or chin sort of level, and I am pulling down, holding for about a second on the way down as well. What it does when you hold the bar at that position, you're keeping tension on the muscle for a longer period of time, so it has more reason to force blood into the muscle as well. So blood muscle trauma. So I like doing this way a lot more, in a few reasons. One reason is because you use a lot less weight than you would usually use if you're just going through the reps and going a bit heavier. And the reason the reason you would use less weight for this, obviously, because you cannot handle as much weight if you are squeezing at the bottom as well. Another reason this is good is simply because there's less chance of injury. So if you are using less weight, there's less chance you can injure yourself, like pull a muscle or maybe get tendonitis or anything like that. So just literally going nice and light, pulling down, as you can see here. With a different angle here, I'm pulling down, as I said, to my chin or mouth level, squeezing the back as much as I can, squeezing the lats. And as you can see as well, my hands are not too far wide. What a lot of people usually do is they hold the hands a bit too far wide, and you're actually shortening the range of motion slightly, because it is a not natural hand position. Your hands are too wide, so when you pull down or when you're halfway down, basically you should be pulling down when you're about halfway down to the bars, about just over the top of your head. You want to pull down till basically there's about 90 degree angle in your elbow, and your forearm is vertical, looks vertical as well. As you did see in those last reps, I did actually get about 2 or 3 extra reps there, just after squeezing the muscle, get 2 or 3 extra reps a bit faster, just to force it a little bit more and get a bit extra blood into the muscle. Okay, next exercise, as you can see, I am doing cable straight arm lat pulls, is what I call them anyway. This one is a very good exercise, very good lat exercise, an isolation for lats, and it does work actually a little bit more of the lower lats doing this as well. So what you want to do, again, as you can see, you keep your chest up, shoulders back the entire time. You can see when I pull as well, when I pull towards my hips, my arms are very slightly bent, not too much, but just a very slight bend, and you want to keep that bend the entire time. Basically, when doing this exercise, trying to think of it as if your arm is in a cast, basically. That your broken arm, it is in a cast, just a very slight bend, and you cannot move it at all. So the elbow should not be moving, the joint should not be moving. The only movement is in the shoulder muscle. That is why it's called an isolation as well. A compound movement is more than one joint is moving, like 2 or 3 joints moving. So let's say like squats. When doing squats, it's your knees and your hips moving, so 2 joints. When this exercise, you can see, it's just your shoulders moving, so an isolation movement. So you can see as well, when I do pull down, I do bring my chest up and head up slightly as well. Just as you do that, it does help me just get an extra squeeze in the lats, and I basically pull my body through my arms, as you can see there as well. And I think, I don't know how many reps I did, I think I did about 15 reps, I'm not too sure actually. Alright, my next exercise, as you can see, is close grip pull-ups. This is another great exercise for the entire portion of the back, especially the lower lats as well. So I'm pulling up all the way, as you can see as well, all the way, so your hands are about in line, again about chin or even neck level as well. I am not doing any extra weight on this, just body weight, just because when I did lat pull down and the cable lat pulls, that did fatigue me a little bit, so I wasn't able to add extra weight. If I do add extra weight doing close grip pull-ups or normal pull-ups, wider grip ones, I usually add like a between my legs a dumbbell, an 8 to 10 kilo dumbbell in between my legs. But as you see here, just body weight, going up all the way and going down all the way as well. Very important, stretch and lats as much as possible. Alright, next exercise, as you can see, or as you will be able to see, is what is this? It's barbell rows. That's it. Yep. So I'm doing barbell rows here. As you'll be able to see as well in a minute, that I'll be a bit slower and squeezing the muscle as much as possible as well. And as you can see as well, that I do actually have straps on, and a lot of the back exercise, like this exercise, and when I did do the lat pull down, I did use straps as well. The reason for that is because my biceps and my forearms seem like they overactivate too much. Whenever I do some back exercises, especially like lat pull down, I feel like I get a lot of a pump in my biceps and my forearms. And to be honest, that's why I do think that maybe my back is my lacking body part, because in the past I wasn't using straps really much at all, just very occasionally, just for like heavy movements like maybe single arm dumbbell rows or maybe occasional deadlifts. But yeah, so I do like doing it with straps now, just because it takes the tension off my biceps and forearms as much as possible. Obviously they will still work and activate, you can't stop them from working, but trying to stop it as much as possible, just so my back can be utilized, and trying to work my back as much as possible, as it is my weaker muscle in my entire body. So as you can see, this is going nice and slowly, not too fast. I'm going to pull up towards my stomach as well. So pull up towards my stomach, elbows nice and far back, squeezing the back as much as possible as well. And when I do pull back, I want to pull back, as I said, all the way to my stomach or hips. You want to try and pull far back. You don't want to go straight up towards your chest, where you can do, but that's just maybe a slightly different exercise, more of the upper portion of the back, or more of the like the rear delts, I'd say. So as you can see here, I am wearing a belt as well. The reason I'm wearing a belt is, well, partly because my lower back is not in the best condition at the moment, or does hurt a little bit, and as well it keeps my core tight as possible and less chance of injury or further injury. So basically what you do when you tighten the belt as much as possible, it forces to press your core against the belt, so it helps activate your core as much as possible. So I want to try and activate my core as much as possible to help it stabilize in the movement. Alright, as you can see, the next exercise is seated cable rows. It is not a normal type of seated cable row, it is pulses, as you can see. So what you can do, you're going to basically pull the bar to your body, then release just about a few inches, maybe 3 or 4 inches, so maybe a quarter rep, let's say, or maybe slightly less than a quarter of the rep, and then pull back towards your stomach, and then release back down to your arms are straight, and that is 1 rep. As well, I think I did do 12 reps here as well, so it does make it a lot harder when you do this jerk, or not jerk, but when you basically pull to your stomach, as you can see there, release a little bit, then pull back again. You don't need as much weight when doing this exercise at all, so it does make it a hell of a lot harder, but it just helps me get extra squeeze in my back, and extra blood into the muscle as much as possible as well. As I said, it is my lacking body part, so I'm trying to work it as much as I can, and trying to think of different ways I can work it as well. So this type of training, which I don't actually do that often, very occasionally, but I don't actually do it that often, that way of training, but I might actually be doing it a little bit more often now, especially less weight, less chance getting injured, as I said earlier, and just hitting the muscle in a different way, and trying to hit the muscle hard as possible, basically. As you can see on the next exercise, I am doing a high row machine. So again, I'm squeezing, so you're going to pull the handles back far as you can, basically to your elbows are in line with your back. So pull back all the way, squeeze the back as much as you can. This is working, well, the whole of the back really, but it does work a lot of the lats, the upper lats, and a lot of the mid back as well. So the rhomboids and the traps do come into play quite a bit. So again, you can see I'm holding, squeezing, so release, hold, squeeze for a second or half a second, and then go back up. And again, the breathing, you need to make sure you're focusing on breathing, because I've got a chest pad there as well. It can make it harder in breathing if you don't breathe properly. So as you pull the weight towards you, breathe out, and then as you release the weight, breathe in. So as you can see here, I haven't got too much weight as well. I think I was at 2.5 plates each side, on each handle. So again, nice and slow, squeezing the back as much as possible, get full contraction in the muscle and also a full stretch. So I am releasing my arms to completely straight, and even my scapula releasing my scapula, just so I can get a full stretch in the back, the lats and everything, and then retract the scapula and then pull back. So again, gets the stretch while doing the movement as well. Very great way of training, especially if you want to try and get as much blood in the muscle as possible. Next exercise, as you can see, is a bicep exercise. So that's the back finish. So I'll do bicep exercise now. So this one is just standard barbell curls, but not standard in a sense because it is drop sets. So I'm going to drop 2 times. So I did have a certain weight of barbell curls. I think I did about 8 reps on that first one. Just going as many as I can. Keep elbows by your side the entire time. Curl up to the bar is about in line, about shoulder level. You don't want to go all the way up. If you do go too high and all the way up, basically to your forearm is actually vertical. It does take the tension off your bicep completely as well, because if it's vertical, the weight is just basically just going through your bones, and that is it. And it's literally dead weight, so it's not on your muscles at all. So you can see there, I did actually drop the weight twice. You'll see it again here. So as you can see again, I'm doing a certain amount of weight. I can't remember the weight I did here. I think that was about 45 kilos. I think this bar was. And I think I went down to, the second one might have been 30, and I think this last one was 15 or 20 kilos, not too sure. But yeah, just trying to get as much as possible on hand. Just doing again, nice and slowly, squeezing the muscle as much as possible. So again, go up, curl up, squeeze the muscle, get the mind muscle connection, and then go as many times as I can. I think I did, as I said, 8 on the first one. Go down. Once I've gone to failure on that first weight, drop it, as you can see there as well. This is the third drop actually, the last one, and then pick up the lighter bar and then get many as I can, which I think is about another 6 reps as well. So again, squeezing the muscle as much as possible, going all the way down, get the stretch in the bicep as well. Try to keep the tension on the muscle the entire time. If you just need to rest for about a second, literally about a second, just to rest the weight on yourself, on your legs a little bit, that's fine. Maybe up once during the set, but don't try not to do it with every rep. Otherwise, it will take the tension off the muscle too much. All right, last and final exercise is this bicep curl machine. I love this machine. As you can see, the weight on it, there's 3 different portions where you can put the weight on. When you put the weight on the lower portion, it does make the start of the curl a bit harder. As you go up, middle, where it is now, it makes the middle and the main portion of the curl harder. But if you put it at the top, the weight at the top, it makes the top portion, the squeezing, a little bit harder as well. So see here, going nice and slowly, curling all the way up, squeezing the biceps as much as possible, get full range of motion. You can see I'm struggling there as well, squeezing muscle as much as possible. Don't go quite all the way down, but just a slight bend in the elbows. Alright, thank you for watching, see you in the next video.